What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about the most beautiful places in the UK. There are so many places in the UK that I have never heard about or know exist or let alone have ever gotten to see before. And that would be a huge shame, except for the miracle of the modern internet and Reddit discussions. So today, I found this little discussion where somebody was asking, what are the prettiest places you've been to in the UK? And we have a whole bunch of answers from people living in the UK about their opinion on the most beautiful places, which is quite a question. And I'm excited to see some of the more obscure, lesser known kind of beautiful places that Americans really would never have heard about ever any other way. So I'm pretty excited for that. And starting off, the original poster here said Dartmouth, which honestly sounds a little bit familiar. It is a private it is a private university in New Hampshire, but if I type in Dartmouth, UK, it is a town in England. And it's actually, I mean, the architecture is actually quite amazing. I feel like I have heard this town's name before. It's probably kind of famous. Castle, of course it has a castle. And a beach. And a beautiful town and water. And boats. Where? This is a town and civil parish in the English county of Devon. It is a tourist destination set on the western banks of the estuary of the River Dart. Well, that's absolutely beautiful. And another one would be beer, which I have heard of beer for sure. Definitely. I've heard of beer. I've heard of the drink. I have heard of that, but I meant to say beer UK, which actually doesn't even come up with anything. But I know this is actually a city because at some point in the past, this has come up in a video of a great place to live in the UK. Beer City, UK? I'm not even sure if that's even going to work, honestly. Beer. Okay, got it. Okay, Google just needed a little finagling there to accept that I wasn't just trying to look up beer. Beer is a village and civil parish in East Devon district of Devon, England, and it's also by water. That's like some kind of cheat code. Like, all these towns and cities in the UK that are by water instantly makes everything more beautiful without even trying. So it's like not even fair. Because in America, there's so much of America that's not on the coast or not by a lake or beautiful river. And then I just start looking up places in the UK. And it seems like everything is by water, which makes everything 10 times more beautiful. It's honestly, I'm not jealous at all. I'm not. I also love rye. Why are all these named after stuff? Like, I'm looking up beer and it brings up beer. Look up rye and I get rye bread or whatever. Okay, rye, UK? Town in England. Man, these. It kind of switches between either these towns are like these modern, beautiful, amazing feats of modern architecture, or they all look like these ye old towns with grass on the rooftops. Like, either way, just like stuff you don't see very much in the United States. Like, this is just. Rye is an English town near the coast of East Sussex. In the center, cobbled lanes, cobblestone streets, by the way. That's another thing that you don't see here. The Red Brick Lamb House was once owned by writer Henry James. That's rather specific, but just even more like historical. That might be just an overarching theme here. Like in the UK, things are just older, more historical. There's like a gravity to a lot of towns and cities and places that doesn't exist as much in the United States. So if we look down here at the first response, parts of North Wales are absolutely stunning, yet the media would have you believe it's a backwater with nothing going for it. I don't know what the media portrayal of Wales is or how accurate this is. I can't really speak to any of that, but in America, man, Americans, well, first of all, don't even really know what the UK means because people in America just think the UK means England. So Americans aren't really thinking much about Wales, certainly don't know what is in Wales. But I certainly would believe, according to this person, that it's stunning. And there's no negative media portrayal of Wales in America, that's for sure. Nothing negative. I don't know if that's a thing in the UK. North Wales is a region of Wales encompassing its northernmost area. That makes sense. A country in the UK, Snowdonia National Park, rugged waterfalls, trails. It sounds amazing. Maybe I can get some pictures. Oh wow. Oh wow, this is interesting. Oh wow. This is good stuff. It's not really. It almost reminded me of some of the open, beautiful countryside I've seen in Northern Ireland and Scotland. There's a lot of castles, the cobblestone. I mean, I know these pictures are like showing some of the best stuff of Wales, but just for Googling North Wales, if this is like the first thing that pops up, it's pretty amazing. Man, this kind of landscape, even. Man, that's why it feels like going to Wales or a lot of parts of the UK would almost be like visiting another planet or something. Just the geography is different. Like it's I don't know. I don't know. Like Lord of the Rings type feeling or something. We also have I'm saying nothing because then everyone will go there. Smart. Smart. That is kind of a problem with some of this stuff, right? Some of the touristy destinations. That's kind of what I was hoping to, between you and me, figure out here in this little discussion. Just let me in on some of the more obscure, low key, like beautiful UK destinations so I can, if I ever visit, I can get away from those pesky American tourists, if you know what I mean. Lake District, Snowdonia Highlands. Is that all one word or is this three separate things? I think it's three separate things. This seems like a really American question. Lake District? Is that a district of lakes? Oh, yeah, okay. It's related to Erini National Park. It's related to Snowdonia, which I've never heard of. Lake District? Oh, it's a lake in the UK. The Lake District is a region and national park in Cumbria in northwest England. A popular vacation destination known for its glacial ribbon lakes, rugged fell mountains, and historic literary, associations. Oh my goodness. Sounds like out of a storybook or something. Can I get some pictures? Oh yes. This is just like ridiculous, man. Maybe I can make some of these bigger. Open this in a new tab. Okay, it's a little pixelated, but it literally looks like out of a story or something. Like not real. That's another recurring theme about a lot of the places in the UK compared to America, where depending on where you live, can be just flat. You know, if there's like a little hill your car, you're driving, you go over a little hill, everyone gets a little too excited, like whoa, that's different. And then it's like I look at these pictures of these random places in the UK, and it's like ridiculous in the best way possible. Beautiful lakes, but that's to be expected with something called Lake District, right? Oh my gosh. Wow. This guy's kind of getting his poet inspiration there. I don't blame him. Snowdonia? That really does sound like a fantasy name. Like a country of snow, Snowdonia, but it's actually a national park? Why is Snowdonia so special? Aside from stunning Snowdon Mountain itself, Snowdonia has a wealth of attractions and, of course, a wealth of beautiful natural scenery. Aside from all that, the area also has a fascinating history, including rich myths, legends, attracts many visitors. Maybe this place is, like, fairly well known. Although, like, I feel like I can really speak for average Americans at least, and I am not aware of Snowdonia. Maybe I can get some pictures as well. Jeesh, everything has some kind of amazing mountainscape as well. Like, is that just common in the UK? Like, what is up with this? Man. Where is this located? Where is Snowdonia? Oh, it's in the United Kingdom. Can we get more specific than that? It's a mountainous region in northwestern Wales. Oh, it's in Wales. There you go. Oh man, it is a mountainous region. Sure is. Oh, are there any more pictures of this? This is good stuff. 10 best places to stay in Snowdonia. This literally looks like a painting or something. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I didn't know there's anything like this in Wales. I don't have a good image in my mind of just cool stuff in Wales. Man, that's why I'm so glad to find little discussions like this where people who live in the UK and Wales and England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland can kind of point out these places that I otherwise I don't feel like there's any other way I would ever find this stuff. Honestly, it's just not talked about in America. And the Scottish Highlands? Highlands. Yeah, Scottish Highlands. Um, Highlands, UK? Yeah, okay. I mean, is that like a generic term for mountains in the United Kingdom? The Scottish Mountains are a mountainous region encompassing northwest Scotland. Loch Ness is at the center. What is Loch Ness is at the center? Like the monster? Is there a monster at the center of the Scottish Highlands? Man, you go and visit and have the time of your life, but never return. Because the Loch Ness, no, it is in fact a center, the tourist attraction. Okay, maybe a little more healthy for your well being than the monster. Overlooked by the ruins of medieval Urquhart Castle and known for the mythical monster Nessie, or as Americans say, Loch Ness Monster. Wow, medieval Urquhart Castle. That's a whole thing, by the way. Just the existence of all these castles in the UK. Like, man, I think that's why the UK is such a popular destination for Americans. A lot of Americans don't even know exactly where they want to go in the UK. Most just say London. Oh, I'm going to go to London. But it's really places like this that kind of blow your mind. Obviously, London is basically a bucket list item for every American to see. But these places, like, these are like some of the most incredible I've ever seen, pictures of now. But before this, I couldn't have told you, like, specifically, oh, Lake District, Snowdonia, Scottish Highlands. Most people listing rural locations, so I'll throw in Bath. It's stunning. I've heard of Bath. I'm only chuckling because somehow there's so many so many places named after random household stuff, Beer, Bath. Let's go to beer or Bath. Bath, UK. City in England. Yes, I have definitely seen this before. City and unparished area in Bath and northeast Somerset area counter in England. Named after its Roman built baths. That's what it is. Can I get a little picture? Little picture? Yes. Okay. Okay. Do people actually, is this just something you come and kind of appreciate the baths, or do people take baths in the baths? Or is that an experience all in and of itself, or it's definitely beautiful, all joking aside. Man, just the architecture. We also have Edinburgh. Edinburgh? Edinburgh. I knew I knew how to pronounce this at one point. Edinburgh. I think it's Edinburgh. Excuse me. Scotland's compact hilly capital. I have specifically reacted to this in the past, and it is mind-boggling. Yes, yes. I feel like this, especially as far as Scotland goes, is maybe one of the most known names in Scotland to Americans. Although I don't think Americans could really put a picture in their mind of what it looks like. A lot of us just know the word Edinburgh, Edinburgh. A lot of us call it. We also have Oxford, yes. Bath, yes. Parts of London, yep. The villages of Cotswolds. The villages of Cotswolds. That almost sounds familiar. Cities, towns, villages, Cotswolds district? Burton on the Water? Is Cotswolds like an entire area of England? I'm not exactly sure. I think because Cotswolds is a district that contains these towns: Chipping, Campden, Bilbury. UK just has a lot of. I'm gonna be honest. Just the naming in the UK is a lot better than in America. A lot more fun. Stow on the Wold, Lower Slaughter, just Broadway, Upper Slaughter, just good names. The Gower Peninsula. Never heard of it. Never heard of it in my life. Gower, or the Gower Peninsula, is in southwest Wales. I'm glad that a lot of Wales is getting featured in this, because I feel like that is the country that is least known by far to Americans. That's part of the United Kingdom. By far. Me included. So I feel like this is actually very good for me. Gower is in southwest Wales and is the most westerly part of the historic county of Glamorgan, Wales. Oh, do we have any pictures? It seems to have a beach. Oh, it does have a beach. Man, this is another thing about the UK that I'm starting to realize. The beaches are a lot more cool as well. They have, like, some of these are just regular beaches, but then it's like castle, castle on the beach, of course. And I think what I'm trying to say is stuff like this, like just the geography. Like, this is just insane. And the peninsula there, like the way the land goes out into the water like that, not really this kind of geography you'd ever find in America. Certainly not on beaches. Beaches in America are extraordinarily, like corporatized, capitalism and all that. We just got stuff on the beach. They're trying to sell you suntan lotion on the beach. You're trying to take a nice picture or soak in the nature, and they're, selling you a beer, which a lot of Americans probably wouldn't complain about, but it does ruin the natural beauty for a moment, doesn't it? Or maybe it enhances it once you get a little beer in you or two, but that's neither here nor there. Next we have the Cotswolds. The Cotswolds again. Yeah, when not overpacked. I feel like that is, wow. The Cotswolds. It is a region. I feel like that is like a huge point. If you can find some of these places in the UK that have been mentioned, and hopefully they're not as crowded by tourists, because I feel like that could so easily kind of tarnish an experience that would otherwise be so amazing if it's just flooded with people. I'm sure that's inevitable, with anything that's beautiful, particularly in the United Kingdom, where a lot of people and Americans want to visit. But some of these places, are just way less known, like the Cotswolds. And I'm sure there's tourists, but it's so nice, and I feel like there'd be less, because less people know about it. I don't know why many people won't say this. Westminster? With a view of the Thames at night, London Eye and Big Ben is such a pretty sight. Yes, I mean, those are the classics. Like the classics. This is some of the only stuff Americans would even think of to visit in the United Kingdom. And yet, there's so many, some of these things I've seen. The Gower Peninsula, Edinburgh, Oxford, Bath, even some of these amazing cities, I had never heard of till looking them up like this, like all the way into my adult life. Like growing up in America, had never heard of Bath. Um, yeah, some of these places, Lake District, Snowdonia, the Scottish Highlands. Yes, 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 yes. In terms of cities, Edinburgh is by far the prettiest city in the UK. That's like the second or third person here to say Edinburgh in particular. Bath and Bath. Oh man, this person disagrees. They say Bath is prettier than Edinburgh. This person says Edinburgh is by far the prettiest. A little friendly competition. Uh, both are amazing. The Highlands. Is there like a specific place in the Highlands? Oh, I have to type Highlands UK, I think. Scottish Highlands. Is that just like miles and miles and miles of like Scottish Highlands, or are there specific areas you want to visit? I feel like this is a very touristy question. By far the largest region in Scotland. 10,000 square miles. Yeah, do I just go to the Scottish Highlands and kind of wander around till I see something cool or till I'm content? Stumble across a couple castle ruins? Or I'm sure there's very specific tourist spots like in the Scottish Highlands. I'd like to know though. Maybe you can like get a tour. Yeah, very cool. And the Loch Ness monster might get you. Barafundle Bay on the Pembrokeshire coast. Barafundle Bay. Barafundle Bay, good name. Remote, slightly curved, east-facing sandy beach near Stackpole Quay in Pembrokeshire. These names are perfection. Barafundle Bay. Let's get an image. So this is a bay, a beach. Wow. Oh my. This literally has like the side of a castle built on it. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, that's too tiny. Oh. Wow, wow, wow. This must be kind of famous. Cuz this is a very striking, very very striking. It's kind of like a very small section of beach with like the side of castle walls or a wall built on the side of it. It's a very striking image. Never heard of it before. It's about as close to perfection as I can think. Man, is this popular? I mean, no one's there in this picture, but who knows? Maybe the photographer told everyone to get lost. Go check out beer, everyone. And they skedaddled. In order of beauty, Skye. Oh man, okay, here's a couple. Skye, island in Scotland, and apparently a cartoon dog. But it's an island in Scotland, the Isle of Skye, connected to Scotland's northwest coast by bridge, is known for its rugged landscapes, fishing villages, medieval castles. The largest island on the Inner Hebrides Archipelago, which is a group of islands. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, I need some pictures of this. Skye, yeah, the Isle of Skye. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Some of these, like, rock formations even kind of add to it. This is... Talk about something you would just simply never find in America, no matter how hard you tried, was something like this. Man, Cairn Gorms, if I'm saying that correctly, mountain range in Scotland, and there's a bridge. Mountain range in eastern Scotland. Man, there are just so many, like, of these cool little places. Mountain ranges, beaches, bays, highlands, just all throughout the UK. Like, there's just so many. Snowdonia again, Lake District again, Yorkshire Dales. I've heard of Yorkshire. Dales is a national park in northern England. Nice. Thousands of square miles of moors, valleys, hills, villages. Gosh, and it's amazing, like, man, in the UK, like in America, it's impossible to see everything. So Americans, that's kind of why Americans can spend their whole life just traveling around America. It's nice that you could just vacation to the UK and get a decently large amount of, I mean, it'd be a bit overwhelming seeing so much of this stuff, but that's something I just really like am kind of envious about the UK. It's a bit smaller. You can actually get around it like quicker. You can see more stuff. But I mean, from what I've seen in this discussion, there's still countless stuff. But in America, it's just so big. It's like, and it takes forever to get anywhere. Like, it's one vacation just to go to one place in America, most likely. Peak District, the south of Wales, sorry, the south of England doesn't even compare to the national parks further up. Nice, nice. Burton on the Water. That was in one of the earlier things. I didn't look deeper into it though. Village in England. Great name, by the way. Burton on the Water. Village in the Cotswolds. That's what it was. The Cotswolds area. That's what it was. Straddling the River Windrush. There's all these rivers going through the towns and cities and all this brick architecture. And man, I feel like this just goes on and on and on. I think I have to stop it there. Gosh, that was good. That was really good. So many places. So many that I hadn't heard of. And I don't think I got through, I don't think I scratched the surface of all the replies in this thread alone of the most beautiful, prettiest places in the UK. But that just increased my appreciation even more and honestly kind of reaffirmed in my mind that there are literally countless places in the UK that I've never heard of ever that are so worth seeing and knowing about. It just feels like it never ends. There's so much, but this was a good kind of, dipping my toes in to the endless pit of beauty, if there's an analogy for you. Dipping my little toe into the endless pit of beauty. Write a poem out of that. So I enjoyed it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK and UK culture and just stuff in the UK I've never learned about or seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.